Kelly, you obviously know this. What is the process of getting veterans with essential military skills into jobs?
I think the main thing is we're really looking at educating employers and ourselves on looking at capability as opposed to how we've been doing things before. So creating a commonality of language. I think there's so many advantages of hiring veterans for all the reasons that you know, and Matt and I talk about this at nauseum, that, you know, the advantages to our companies are great, but there is a gap. So we really need to actually build that gap and then work together. And I think obviously conversations like this are hugely beneficial for that.
Matt, when it comes to some of your mates, some of the other people that you may have served with, have you noticed that it's similarly tough for them, or maybe even harder, because your transition seems to have gone quite well?
Yeah, there's a hesitation. There's a hesitation, and I think one of the things people got to understand if they haven't been in uniform is we have a steady paycheck, we know what we're doing, we have our career set out for us. So when a veteran or I should say a service member decides to leave Defence on their own volition, or if they are for whatever reason, usually medically, have to be discharged, it's a daunting process because everything in military life, regardless of the service you're in, is laid out in front of you. You understand your career path, you understand your specialty. And then we live in a world of acronyms and a certain vernacular when you now are thrust sometimes into an environment where you don't understand the process, you don't understand the verbiage. It is actually quite daunting. And one of the key drivers I think that actually gets a positive result is servicemen and women are taught that it's okay to fail as long as you continue on.
Yes.
And that's what happened to me. Many interviews, you know, not successful. But I think the key driver is the employers understanding what we can contribute and provide, and having that common language is going to really assist those that are looking at leaving full-time service.
I think that's so powerful what you say about failing as well, because we fear it so much as a society, as individuals. I did for years and years, and then the more I failed, the more I realised actually there's a lesson in all of it, and it's not terminal essentially. I guess in the military, in a war zone, failure can be very different to in a civilian workplace. Kelly, what kind of support is there? Like, you've got something that can help vets communicate. You talk about that issue with communication and I guess selling the skills and the assets.
Absolutely. Well, I think we've been really lucky, particularly with the veteran community. When you're a veteran spouse or a veteran or a family member, the community rallies around you. We've set up networking groups for a soft landing so veterans can come in. Sandy Taylor, who's a veteran, created Defence Industry Networking for that premise, where veterans can come in, speak to other veterans and employers. RSL Queensland, the employment program run by Tegan Crump in Brisbane, is one of the best resources I've ever seen in helping and transitioning people and giving really tangible and tactical advice. I think the biggest thing that, you know, we say all the time is it doesn't harm or it's not hurtful to have a conversation. I think we've lost the ability to talk to our veterans, ask them what they're doing, and I think that's the greatest thing that we need to do moving forward, because we are all a community and we've just been really lucky to all been welcomed into it, and I think veterans are doing the best job because they are supporting each other.